Hi guys, welcome back to Full C Podcast. For you guys that don't know me, my name is Paola, and today we're going to be talking about personal development, and the episode 4 is about inner child. And today my guest is Maria Emilia, and
Hi.
I'm super happy to have you.
Very
Welcome.
happy to be here. I'm so excited.
Thank you, thank you. So, do you want to start off by telling me where did you start your journey of your inner child and healing your inner child?
So my spiritual journey started, and I didn't even think about my inner child or my past until I went in for a Reiki session. And if you don't know what Reiki is, it's basically energy healing with your chakras and stuff like that. And when I went in, the Reiki master saw me and she was like, I cannot do a Reiki session on you. You're extremely depressed and it wouldn't get anywhere if we don't heal the root of the problems. Mm-hmm. And that's where I first had my first guided meditation, like guided inner child meditation. She sat me down and she walked me through this whole visualization of a garden and seeing like a child, and then that child was me, and then hugging her and talking to her, and in a matter of like 5 minutes of seeing me, I as a little kid, I was crying. I've never felt it was such a peculiar feeling because I didn't know my inner child needed so much. And after that, I made it a mission to never leave that inner child alone again, because I realized that they're always with you.
Mm-hmm. And you are, at the end of the day, you are that inner child. And all of us have an inner child, whether that's you, your parents, we're going to be talking about that in a couple of minutes. But I feel like it's so important to recognize that you have an inner child, and two, that inner child needs healing. So what would you say to people that want to start interacting with their inner child?
Super simple. Literally go on YouTube and type guided child meditation and look for one that resonates with you and just fully commit to it, because if you don't meditate often and if you don't do visualizations often, it can feel a little silly at first, but just completely allow yourself to be submerged in the experience. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to tell you much because it just comes. Mm-hmm. You know, when you see your child, like, you will tell it what you feel it needs, because what you said, it's you. So, but definitely start with some guided meditations, and then when you get a little more experience, you can always just go visit your inner child.
I love that. And I feel like one way that we can visit and that our inner child comes out is when we're having some kind of argument, because when we have arguments, we sometimes act like little kids. We're either aggressive, or we're either hacemos pataleta, or we cry, or we're just, all of our emotions are all over the place, and sometimes we don't understand where they're coming from. And it's exactly that. Our inner child is coming out.
It needs us.
It's in need, whether it's love or like some physical reassurance, or maybe trust. But your inner child is always there. And going back to what I said about our parents, that's a huge topic, I think, for everybody. And when we recognize that our parents also have an inner child in them, we are more compassionate towards them. And that's we true. Understand that, one, they're also a child and it's coming out, but also our parents only do and act the way that they were taught and the way that they know how. They literally don't know better, or else they would be doing better.
Dude, I constantly think about that, how parents have no idea what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Like, one day you're a chilling adult, and the next day you're supposed to take care of a whole other human being. And it's the little things that you probably don't think is going to affect the kid that could affect it the most. No parent ever wants to create trauma in their kid. No parent is well, I mean, there are some parents that do really horrible things, but you know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it goes back to they don't know better, because they were never treated that way as a child, or they were never taught how to heal. And so I feel like one of our biggest responsibilities as humanity, as our own person, is to start healing whatever we need to heal. And that's so important, not only for ourselves, but for our future generations. Because if we don't heal right now, our kids are going to take our traumas and they're going to have their own traumas. And then it's just going to be a constant vicious cycle. And I feel like us, as children, we are consciously healing, and at the same time we're breaking a cycle, a family cycle that's been for generations over generations. And it's so important to break that and start creating a new one and a healthier one.
I definitely think we are a very blessed generation, because I think we're one of the first ones that actually has the consciousness to sit down and take accountability for their emotions
and the tools,
and we also have the tools, and it makes it very exciting, because when we're parents, we're going to be teaching our kids those tools, and it's just going to keep going and going and going until humanity reaches its peak of emotional maturity and emotional intelligence. And
I wonder how that's going to look like.
Oh my god, that's going to be insane, but it's very, very exciting.
And I feel like one thing that everyone should know and understand and is, no matter how young or how old you are, there is always a chance to do better and to heal. And most people, unfortunately, they start regretting those actions or regretting those emotions when they're super old, or when they're in their deathbed, or when something really traumatic happens that's really life-changing. And I feel like we have the opportunity to do better without a horrible circumstance.
I think I completely agree when you said that we have to have more compassion towards our parents, because they really don't know, and they also haven't had the time to sit down. Most of our parents, at least mine, immigrant parents moving to America, like they have to constantly be in Venezuela. They have to be constantly trying to, how do I find food for my kids? Through all of that, when do you have the time to sit back and journal? When do you have the time to give 20 minutes to a guided meditation? And
I think that, one, they think that they don't have the time, but when you want something, you will make the time for it.
That is something huge.
You know what I mean?
That is huge, because if you're able to center yourself and understand, like what you said, if you change yourself, everything changes.
Oh my god.
Everything freaking changes. So I think this should be a priority for everybody, no matter how old or how young you are. Everybody should take a moment to generally try to be aware of their reactions, because if you think about it, most people live on auto mode. Most people live just constantly allowing their body to react, and in their body, instead of them taking a conscious approach of being like, hold up, why is this triggering me? Why is this getting me mad? Why am I feeling this way?
And how can I do things differently in order for me not to do the same, or in order for me not to repeat those old cycles, break them, and start new ones. So I feel like there's always time, and there's if you have 10 minutes to look at your phone and to scroll, or to hear the news, or to watch TV, you have 10 minutes to sit with yourself.
And that's all it takes. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes, but I feel like some people are scared to do that, or they don't know how to do that, or both.
I just think that there's a very big misconception that in order to be spiritual and heal yourself, you have to be a monk in the temples of Tibet. Like, no, you can still do everything in your life. It's just putting 10 minutes before going to bed, 10 minutes before bed, or
you're gonna have to want it. I think that's the difference. And with anything, it's like, if you want to be healthier, you have to want it. So you're consciously eating healthier. You're eating healthier because you want to be healthier. You take your medicine because you want to, heal. But at the end of the day, you need to be conscious, and you need to do the process, and you need to do the work, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Nobody else. So it's super important for you to be conscious that, one, we could always do better, and two, we have the tools with YouTube, with podcasts, with Instagram posts. We have so many tools to do better. You just have to want it and really go for it.
I think it's a matter of starting, because I don't know if this happened to you when you started your spiritual journey, but once you realize that there's so much to heal, how do you stop?
it's a constant work and
Like,
it never ends.
Once you do your first guided child meditation, how do you can't go back to how you used to be, because you realized, oh my god, there's so much I want to do, because that is holding you back. You're the only one holding you back, and those traumas and those unconscious reactions are what are not allowing everything to flow into your life. Once you are in alignment, everything will simply happen
Flow
and
better.
flow. And you'll begin attracting what you, because you attract what you are.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're constantly angry, you're constantly upset, sad, that's what you're attracting at the end of the day. But if you're able to heal those things, you free yourself from that energetic weight, and you allow those good things that you want to come into your life.
And there is nothing better than inner peace and mental peace, that you're actually doing the work and you're doing it for you. And I think that's another fundamental thing, and you have to do the work to heal for you. Because if you're doing it para complacer a tus papás o tus amigos o tus novios o a tu jefe, that work is just the intention behind the healing is the most important thing. Because if you're doing it for others, then that's not really gonna work, and it's not gonna be a long-lasting healing process, if that makes sense.
Oh no, 100%. It definitely has to be for yourself. But it's tough. It's very tough. These relationships that have been in your life most of your life, and your parents they set the tone for a lot of other relationships in your life.
God, yes.
Whether your parents were divorced, whether they, it just sets the tone for so many different things. And if you're able to because there's two relationships you need to heal: your relationship with your inner child and your relationship with your parents. I think it's so
Bro,
important.
that's another topic. Literally, we can talk about it. Parents, and that's another topic, but it really goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, it's kind of the same thing, because they act the way that they act because of their inner child, because they're not healed. And so they're translating that into you, and that is what makes you have not a good relationship with them.
It's just all connected.
It's all connected. Everything is so connected. But yeah, I hope that you guys understand a little bit of what an inner child is, ways that you can connect with them, with yourself,
how important it is,
and how important it is to do so for yourself, not for others. And that is going to be, I want to say life-changing, because it is, but I feel like so many times we use that word life-changing.
But this actually is.
This actually is. This is like the real one. Pero, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys learned something new. If something resonated, or if you guys have done some type of meditation or some kind of counseling, or whatever you guys have done with your personal development or with your healing process having to do with an inner child, let us know, because we love talking about this.
Please.
We can go ahead and talk for hours about this. So if you feel connected some kind of way, share with other people. That way, the word gets spread, and the more that the word gets spread, the more that people can start healing, and they can begin their journey, and we can all collectively create a healing community and a healing environment for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was great. Thank you for
so
having me. Oh my god.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I love the fact that we've reconnected.
Right?
I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I'm super happy the fact that you're doing the work for yourself, for future generations, and that you're breaking those patterns and you're creating new ones, and I'm super proud of you.
I'm not proud of you. Stop. That's so cute.
And yeah, let us know if you guys want to hear more about inner child, and we can talk about that a little bit more into detail. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next episode.
Bye.